We're gonna add her to the stream. Kelly,
Hello.
what's up?
Good morning. Good morning. What's happening?
Thanks for getting up with me. I appreciate it.
It's weird. I usually this is like when I kind of get up normally, maybe like 10-ish. So this is feels like an early morning for me.
Yeah, I know. It's been an adjustment, for me too a little bit. I just got that puppy, so he's been keeping me.
Oh my God, what an angel.
It's not that bad. But yeah, I appreciate it. Okay. Kelly Keegs, obviously Barstool Sports, because we got High Pod, Bachelor, Cutting Stems, After Show, all these things are on Surviving Barstool. What did we think of the Women Tell All? General thoughts. Let's start it out. What do we think?
General thoughts. I think that we said this like a million times last night. The whole situation was entirely too long, like a full hour too long, and it was pretty boring, to be honest. And I think that sometimes the Women Tell All gets boring like that, and they usually have something to bail it out, like a good surprise, or they'll announce the Bachelorette, or they'll do something crazy. But this time around, they did nothing crazy because Bachelor universe is just on fire right now. Like the whole thing is a nightmare. So it was lackluster, I would say.
Do you think who do you think is going to be the Bachelorette? Because you said that they usually announce that. Do you think it's going to be Katie? Who do we think?
So we were thinking it would be Katie. Now we don't think that at all. We're like, she definitely gave like sort of her audition. I feel like whenever the Women Tell All or whenever the Women Tell All happens, all these women come on and they start like showboating a little bit. Like they either want to like be considered as a Bachelorette. They want to be considered for Bachelor in Paradise, which is the summertime version where they just go to Mexico for 2 weeks. And they just want to do whatever they need to like stay relevant or like stay on the franchise. And so normally Women Tell All is like a pretty buck situation. Like they're usually drunk and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But this time it was just so lame. And there were two girls, Katie and Abigail, both sat on like the couch with Chris Harrison and kind of were given that Bachelorette treatment, like asking, so where are you now? Or how do you feel now? Which is a typical question that would be asked for that kind of queuing them up to give the answer. Like, I'm ready to find my person. I'm ready to fall in love, to the point where Katie literally said that. She was like, I just haven't found my person yet. Like Katie's response to the question of like, how are you doing? And her thoughts on Matt, James, the Bachelor in general, were almost as if they were pre-planned and queued up to be the Bachelorette. But I feel like we know at this point it can't be her. Like it has to be something a little bit different, because she's just, to be fair, like, this random girl. So I feel like it has to be different.
They kind of ganged up. They were bullying Katie at the beginning last night a little bit.
I was very surprised by that. They have never. So Katie has been on the show. She's 30, so she's a little bit older than all the other girls. She's like less down for drama. She just wanted to kind of get through the situation. And so she kind of came across as a snitch a little bit. I'll be honest. Like, I love her to death, but she was definitely a snitch a little bit. And she was telling Matt James, the Bachelor, that there was drama in the house. And it seemed, based on how the other girls like confronted her about that last night, it seemed as if Katie like blew it out of proportion or something. They were all like just claws in immediately, and they had not been like that the whole time. So I'm very, very curious to know what happened like behind the scenes.
What do you say to mostly guys, but mostly guys who like to bitch about and say, complain about people who watch The Bachelor? Like for me, for example, like there's a lot of people, who follow me on Twitter that are just like, bro, Bachelor? Seriously? Like, why are you not watching college basketball? Like, what do you say to people who have a problem with the Bachelorette series and guys specifically who watch it?
I think that they are missing out. They're closed-minded, missing out on something fun. It's supposed to be a fun situation. My favorite thing always is when I'm tweeting about something, or I let myself fall into the story. I'll be like, oh, they're making out is so cute or something. And people will be like, it's fake, right? It's like, well, do you watch wrestling? Like, that's fake. Like, that's the kind of stuff. Like, it's entertainment. It's supposed to be like that. The whole point of this show is for to be as much mayhem as possible. And that's what's so fun about it. And I had somebody tweeted me this morning, like, and this is the most common thing that guys always say, if anything, like, use our commentary to pick up girls. Like, just throw out some facts and girls will be like, oh my God, you watched The Bachelor? Like, you think you won't suddenly fall into like a 30-minute conversation with a girl on The Bachelor? Every girl is like wanting to have her thoughts heard, especially on The Bachelor. So it's just you're missing out on like, free pickup lines if you don't pay attention.
Exactly. No, that's a really great point. Because like if you can hold your own in that territory, it's just like reverse in a more like traditional sense or whatever. Like if a girl can all of a sudden drop and be like, oh yeah, I don't think that the Steelers should draft him in the first round. You're like, whoa, right. What's going on here? Like
that's my thing. Like I learned just enough about like some things just so I can like talk about them. Why would you not do that with The Bachelor? I don't get it.
Do you follow sports at all, or what's your?
No, not really. I know enough. Like again, I listen to some of the like podcasts on Barstool, and I also listen to if there's like a big live situation, I'll pay attention. But no, I'm not well versed.
Gotcha. We need to talk about Queen Victoria. I need to. You wrote that. I believe you wrote this when she was still on the show. Somehow lasted longer than a week. That you come to the agreement in your own head that Victoria is a paid actress on the show. Is that what we still think, or is she just completely the most narcissistic, insane person ever?
I am sticking with my original theory that she's a paid person to be on the show, because last night they barely showed her. They talked to her a little bit at the beginning. It was like 10 minutes of time, like not even 10 minutes of time. I want it to be clear that almost all of the drama on this entire season was caused by her. Like it just almost all of it. So the entire show probably should have been about her. But because in my mind, all of this drama was like so fabricated that they didn't want to revisit it all because people would catch on to the fact of how fake it was. Like it was just really, really insane.
The point that got me to where I was like, okay, she definitely, I'm agreeing with Kelly. I think she is definitely a paid actress, is when she had caused all of that drama and done all the things that she had done since she's been there. And in her like little monologue side piece, she was just like, I literally haven't done anything. I don't know why these people are being like this to me. I'm like, it was one of those things where I was literally like, you are insane. Like this cannot be real.
Right. Like I feel like she was too detached from it. Like if at least she had been behind the scenes being like, oh, these girls are sensitive, or oh, these girls are soft, whatever. Maybe I would think that she was just like in it for the game, like in it to be a villain, which I respect. I love a villain. I'm a big fan of villains. I think they're so entertaining. But she just seemed the minute she would get called out for like being a total bitch, she would like backtrack and be like, what do you mean? And play the victim all of a sudden. And it was like, what do you mean? You just snatched a crown off another girl's head. Like, what are you talking about?
Calling other girls like trash stuff, like to their face. That was like, oh, she took the trash out. I was like, this is you're too much.
Just too much. Right. Everything was like one step too much. And it was like, this isn't going to get anybody on your side. It's going to make people hate you. And the craziest part is mid-season, before she was even voted off, they had her, or maybe it might have been the same week, they had her on Good Morning America, which I think is why I ended up writing that blog, because she went on Good Morning America and they were asking her questions, basically giving her the chance to like prove that she's a human being and not just a paid actress. And she continued to just like be a paid actress. Like she was just like, I don't know, like the show is great. Like who knows? And she just, it's so bizarre. Yeah. And it's just the only excuse I can think of for that kind of behavior.
Does Matt James, and for those who don't know somehow, but Matt James is the Bachelor, does Matt James have the fakest laugh you've ever heard?
I think yes, but Rhea and Fran are they like have met him more than I have, and they know, or they say that that's like just the way he laughs. And I'm like, is it really though? Because it just seems like such a guffaw every single time.
Every time.
It's like I don't know. I don't know if that's like he doesn't like chuckle at all. He just like ha ha ha, and then it's like, all right, Santa Claus, I'll catch you later. Like it's so strange. But the girl said that really is him.
I mean, it's a good laugh. Like it's a solid laugh.
Yeah.
It's not annoying, but it almost becomes annoying because I'm like, bro, that's like so default fake, Like,
right. Like it's so clear when you're defaulting to a fake laugh. What do you think about the whole thing? Them like ragging on him all day long for kissing with his eyes open.
That was pointed out. So me and my buddy and his girl and my wife, we had like Bachelor Mondays for the first 4 or 5 weeks. And that was one of the things every time we had like a counter. It was like, your guys, I think it might've been in your drinking game, but Yeah, and it was like so every time we're just like the eyes, like we point it out every single time. And once you notice it the first time, you can't unnotice it.
You really can't.
The only thing that you see.
You really can't. And I actually think that I, unfortunately, in recognizing Matt James kissing with his eyes open, I think I might kiss with my eyes open. Like, it's been a while. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to pay attention next time. But I didn't see any. I was like, oh, that's what are people like making fun of him for? Like, for the first couple weeks, I was like, what's happening here? And then I was talking to everybody else, and we were like, I might do like a 50-50 kiss with my eyes open situation. So I'm not going to, I steer clear. I'm not making fun of Matt James for that. We're not going to kiss with our eyes shames here. Shame with our kisses with our eyes, whatever. We're not doing that here.
But I think what it was for me is like, he just needed to pick. Like if he was going to go eyes open, just go eyes open.
Yeah.
You know, but like he had it to where it was just enough to you're like, close them. They're right there.
Yeah, it looks creepy. It's almost like he's got like relaxed eyes. You know, when you do, I was thinking about those like, those books where they look like optical illusions and you unfocus your eyes to look at them. Yeah. That is kind of like what Matt James is doing. He's like unfocusing his eyes while making out. And so his eyes, he just looks like they're rolling around in his head. It's weird. It's weird to see on TV. That's for sure.
That's a good one. That's fair. I think my favorite line of the night last night was during one of the most it wasn't even that heated, honestly. Like you said, it was kind of boring overall, but one of the most contentious, like what everybody was waiting for, I feel like, between Anna and Brittany, right? Mm-hmm. Brittany, where you had the rumor that was spread. Brittany's up on the hot seat with Chris, and they're going back and forth. Anna and Brittany are a little bit, and in explaining herself, Anna somehow says the line, "Chicago is a small town."
I have like, the more I keep thinking about this apology from Anna. So for those that don't know, Anna was one of the girls there. She's from Chicago, and another girl, Brittany, like came on late, and Anna, upon seeing her, was like, I know that girl. She's from Chicago. I heard she's an escort, and told everyone she's an escort. And then for, I would say 3 weeks or so, the previews leading up to the show were that this girl is an escort and Anna was about to expose her. Yeah, and first of all, like, for what reason? Why are we? What does it matter? One, two. Yeah. What business is it of yours? Like, it just, right. It was so weird. And also, to be fair, ABC really did push that narrative. And then Anna like was, caught red-handed telling everyone she was an escort. It's crazy. And then at this Women Tell All, Chris Harrison has Brittany on the hot seat, the escort, quote unquote, to be like, how did that make you feel? She was like, it made me feel fucking terrible. Like, I had to talk to my mom afterwards. I'm so embarrassed. Like, it's horrible, horrible, horrible. And Anna it's been, let's see, 3 months, maybe 4 since they stopped filming. Anna didn't reach out to her one time, didn't say anything online, didn't say anything publicly, and waited until that moment to say sorry. But in saying sorry, she just said, like, I don't know, Chicago's a small town. Yeah. So what do you, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it made no sense. She was like not clear at all. She was so rude. I can't believe that she came to the table. She had like 4+ months to think of an apology or think of a big speech or some sort of something to show any remorse. And she came up with that. So I hate Anna forever. She's dead to me.
Just the third biggest city in the United States and one of the biggest worlds in the world. But rumors get around. It's a small town. It's like it's like my
rumors get around. Like, what are you talking about? Rumors get around. Like, ugh.
For also, I think this is, I've seen it enough on like Instagram and TikTok and people making fun of it. For the people who don't follow The Bachelor, like we do this season, Anna is the clip we're talking about. She's the girl that did the the teeth girl.
Her teeth are driving me nuts. Just full exposed teeth at all times. Like, you just got to have full exposed teeth. And if you notice, people were tweeting this last night that they thought that she was like minimizing that, because Women Tell All is filmed after the show is filmed, and also after about like half of it airs, or like almost all of it airs. So these women see the internet response to them, and they also see themselves on screen. So usually Women Tell All, they're all like a little uncomfortable with themselves, like more than people. And she seemed uncomfortable with herself. But you know what? She deserves to be uncomfortable with herself on TV, because she made this girl uncomfortable probably forever. She said, the girl Brittany, she said that every time you Google her name, the first like 20 results are like Bachelor, like escort, Brittany, question mark. fucked up.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know.
Yeah, but that teeth clip is definitely one that'll keep on giving, I think, and Bachelor lore. What are your thoughts on what are your thoughts on Kit? I was a big fan of Kit. I know she's a baby. You know, she's 21. She's young, but I feel like she just. You guys talked about it. You know, she played the game really well. She's always going to be an influencer now. And she just knew when to get her sound bites in. Like, I feel like I didn't hear from Kit at all until she was just like, I never want to see your face again, you bitch. And then like that would get in like the promo and you're like, whoa.
That you're absolutely right. And I at first did not like Kit at all. I was very out on her. I thought she was like a little obnoxious because they were kind of painting her to be this like brat from New York City with a famous like designer mom.
Yeah.
And it was strange. Like I didn't know why they were trying to do that to her. She didn't seem to be so bitchy. And then there were a couple of clips like that. Yeah, like get out, you bitch. Like that was it seems so out of context because she had never talked like that before. Did they like have her say that, or was she like being sarcastic and they caught it? That's usually what happens. But then I think you're right. I think she did a really good job of kind of staying like a little bit above the fray. Like she wasn't so entrenched in the drama, but enough to like stay relevant and also enough to like win back some of the people. Like she at first was arguing with Queen Victoria, who everybody hated by default. So I think she got some like that way, you know, some love. And I think that she did an okay job, like keeping us on the right side of like not hating her guts or not being overexposed, you know, like she ended up being okay. So I actually like her a lot more now than I did at the beginning.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Me and my buddy would joke about how she like she looks like what people are expected to look like in like 2050, like a futuristic person.
Yeah, she really does. She really, really does. She has a YouTube channel, which is a trip, by the way. If you ever
I didn't know that.
Go, yeah, I don't know exactly. It's a little bit of day in the life stuff, a little bit of like random vlogs, like whatever. But she's just chilling in her house, like being rich, I guess. Like she's not even doing it in like a look at me and all my shit kind of way. She's just like, oh, woke up today, like headed out to get Botox, like gonna go do this. And it's like rich people plans, you know, where I'm like, oh, okay. I understand your schedule. It's much different from mine, but
sure. You just live vicariously through Kit. That's completely. I'm still trying to figure out, did Matt have a conversation one-on-one with Serena C the entire time that she was there?
You know what? I don't know if they did. And if they did, they didn't show it. I don't think so. I think Serena C kind of got hosed on like screen time. I thought that she was kind of funny. Like she had
well, personality. Yeah, she was very
she was like she was one of the like mean girls or whatever as well. Yeah. But she still kind of like made me laugh. So I was surprised they didn't show her more. They showed a ton of her testimonials, which makes me think that she was one of the girls that like probably didn't have a good connection with Matt, but was good with the other girls. Sometimes they'll like keep around those bitches.
Yeah.
Stir some shit up. And I think that was her intention. But no, I don't think that I really saw her with Matt at all. So that is weird now that you pointed out.
It got to be like, I remember, and I didn't really have anything against her at all, but the episode when she was like one of the people, you know, it was a rose ceremony, and I was just like, dude, there's no way you can keep her around another week. Like you haven't talked, like what, you don't even know who this is. And so me and my buddies and my wife were joking about, I was just like, Serena C, it made no sense to me, but you know, she's sent home. So what do you now? So next week is the finale. Is it a 2-part finale?
No, next week is Fantasy Suites, which is probably like my favorite episode every season. It's my favorite. It's where it's usually top 3. Sometimes they squeeze in a 4th person, depends on like how the hometowns go. Where they have
like it because like the awkwardness, or why is it your favorite?
I love the awkwardness. I think it's so funny how they try to fabricate like a romantic situation when it's easily the most unromantic like situation ever. But they always do. Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 people, and it's the opportunity for the Bachelor or Bachelorette to stay overnight with the contestants without cameras. So normally it's just like a lot of implied sex, like all day. Like at the drinking game next week, we always do a drinking game every week with Owen's Mixers, and I'm definitely going to put on, like, every time they show a bird or a bee, like, you have to drink, because every time that there's fantasy suites, they start showing like birds, they'll show bees, they do like very specific little cues to imply or to like kind of tell you that they had sex. And it's weird. It's weird, but it's very funny.
Yeah, man, you're right. I'm new to Bachelor and Bachelorette. I watched Pilot Pete. I watched Claire and Tayshia. So now I'm into Matt, obviously. But yeah, it is. The last few weeks are definitely interesting. Okay, who is Kelly Keegs' pick? Who do you think Matt is going to pop the question, or is he going to pop the question with all the drama and everything that's going on with this season?
I am not so sure he's going to propose. And even if he does propose, I'm not so sure if they'll show it. Like, I am thinking the top three right now are Brie, Michelle, and Rachel. Rachel is the one with controversy surrounding her. And because she has so much controversy surrounding her and so much like support from ABC initially, I have to like think that she wins. There's no other reason why they would like back this girl so hard over like old resurfaced photos. And I just have a feeling that means that she wins. And based on Matt coming out to Women Tell All last night with like a 12-inch beard, I'm not so sure that man is engaged. So I think that man is living single for a little while longer. So who knows?
Okay, so officially you think we're gonna go out this season with nothing?
I think that we would have ended the season with Rachel. I think now truly there will be nothing. I think there's too much damage to have been done. I think everybody's going to want to get the hell away from this season at the end of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Kelly Keegs, the source. All right. Tell people where they can follow you and everything like that for the after shows and all that good stuff.
Thank you. You can follow me on Twitter, just at Kelly Keegs, Instagram at Kelly.Keegs. And every Monday we do Cutting Stems at like 10:05-ish live on YouTube.
Yep. Don't miss it. Kelly, thanks so much. This was a lot of fun.
This was fun. This was fantastic. I'd love to come back.
Absolutely. You got it. All right. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.